everybody, how's it going? Lord Josh here once again. I'm back with another video and I've got something extremely important to tell you, and perhaps it is indeed the most important video on this channel so far. For the last 10 or 11 years I have dedicated my entire life to occultism in every single way. I have committed, I have been determined not just to become powerful as a magician, but also to serve a dear master who is very close to my heart. His name is Kong Ming, Zhuge Liang. From the Three Kingdoms era, he was the Shu Prime Minister. And I have always worked tirelessly to raise his name, his popularity in the Western world. He certainly doesn't need it in the East, but I think in the Western world he needs to become a little bit more famous, and people really need to look into what he's done for the world, what he's invented, all the incredible things that he did back in those ancient times. And I've always enjoyed being the person in this part of the world to be able to do that. I've always felt honored and privileged and lucky to be in that position. Naturally, I'm very enthusiastic about that timeline and of course about Kong Ming. But this video here is about something more specific. I need your help with something. I really need your assistance. And I think all of my viewers and supporters out there will know, if you look at my track record, if you go back and you look at my older videos, it's not often that I will ask for help from anybody, because I'm always that type of person that likes to do it on their own. I like to take the credit for it. I guess it's an ego thing, I'm not sure. But I've realized in recent times I've been getting more introspective and more philosophical and reflective on my own situation, which occurred several months back with my failing health. And yes, I have recovered now, but it's it's knocked my consciousness up somewhat. I feel as though I have changed my mindset in a lot of ways, and now I wish to ask for help. I feel it's the appropriate thing to do. What's the point struggling when the assistance is out there? I've been searching for something for years and years. I've been looking for a very specific Kong Ming fan. In 2007, I was first contacted by Zhuge Liang. It was my initial major spiritual awakening, the one where I blacked out in the assembly hall at school, and I passed out, hit the ground hard. And during my unconscious state, it was there that I first heard the voice of Lamat, the Lamat Star, who is the Mayan spirit guide that watches over me and guides me, and also Kong Ming. Now, Kong Ming had a much more complicated way of presenting himself to me, but he was very clear in what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to create a fan of feathers, but it was quite different from this one. My first attempt to create a Kong Ming fan, well, it wasn't really a Kong Ming fan at all. It was a kind of a bit of a mess. It was colorful, it was nice to look at, but it wasn't a true, authentic Chinese feathered fan, and it certainly wasn't up to the task of what Kong Ming had intended for me. He told me very clearly, Lord Josh, you are to create a fan with two prongs on either side. So a feather going that way and one going that way. And in the middle of the fan you are to have a feather here, which would represent the balance, and also a bagua with yin-yang symbolism and all of the trigrams around that yin-yang to form the complete bagua. It was kind of like a disc shape. See how this one has a T-shaped handle, a wooden handle? Well, that one, which I was instructed to create, which I could never create, I'll get to that, had a circular centerpiece in the middle. And he says to me, you are to create this, but you'll only be able to have the resources to do it when you are prepared to accept what it will do to your life. And I could never do it. And I've been trying to for years and years, silently behind the scenes as I've been making these videos. I've been working tirelessly, endlessly, for all of those years, pretty much on at least a weekly basis of trying to get things done and trying to gather more research on that fan. I'm going to show you a picture of the fan that I'm talking about. That's the one right there. It's the most spectacular, the most exquisite, has such a majestic presence to it. It almost feels like it's been made in another reality. And this fan has totally hijacked my heart. I've fallen in love with it. And to me, the way it looks, its appearance is so hypnotic that I absolutely have to possess this fan. I have to obtain it. And it's been an ongoing quest for so long, but I feel like it's taking so long I'm never going to really get there. So, I don't need money. Don't worry about that. It's not a question of you giving me anything. What I need are people, my viewers, my supporters out there. I need collective consciousness. I need minds to come together. I need people's spirits and their intent to focus on materializing this particular fan. See, I don't think my viewers will understand, and maybe I don't understand it to the degree that I would want to, but it's so incredibly powerful. It's akin to the fountain of youth. It's legendary, it's mythical. And anybody who possesses this particular Kongming fan, well, they're said to become an ascended master, basically. They're said to become an immortal. Now, I'm not interested in the immortality so much as accomplishing the goal that Kongming set out to me all those years ago. I have to do it. And it's basically my life's work. And I've fallen in love with that fan. So please, everybody watching this, please think about this fan. Do you see it? See that picture? Visualize it in your mind. Visualize the feathers, the colors, what it would look like. Visualize everything. And focus your intent on this fan being created. And focus on it coming my way, with me being the owner and the bearer of this particular Kongming feathered fan. Once I obtain this fan, and I will get it. There is no question about it. I am 100% supremely confident that I will get it. It's just a matter of time. I don't know when. I can't tell you, oh, it'll be next week or next year. It could be 20 years from now. But if that's what it takes, then I am solely determined and dedicated in achieving that. I will wait that long, and I will work that long if I have to, and even longer. I have no problems dedicating myself to a goal like this. If Kongming says I need to have it, then I really do. And I've done so much research on the particular two-prong design with the feathers, and there's not a lot about it on Google or on the internet. So I think the best way to get information, like anybody else would, is through evocation, through divination, through talking to the direct source of power. And I've spoken to Kongming about it, and he's told me, basically says to me, this fan is the ultimate physical representation of a balanced path. Why was I in hospital? Why was I ill? Because I'm not balanced. I'm not really on the Taoist level that I would want to be at. But with this fan, I will be able to obtain ultimate balance, the state of just being purely within the Tao. And that's really what I want. And Kongming says to me, the two-pronged design, left and right, light and dark, hot and cold, right and wrong, and it's united with the Bagua centerpiece down here, which is the balance, the middle path, the harmonious zone. And that's what I need. That's what I need. That's why I was ill, because of the extreme fasting. I don't know how to limit myself, and I need something to remind me of my true nature. I need something to help me with that. And this is what the fan can do. Now, it's not just about me. This fan will change the world, and I guarantee it to you. Wherever you are in the world watching this right now, this particular fan, when I obtain it, when I find it, or if we find it together, it will change everything. The world as we know it will totally shift. It truly is mythical. It's akin to the 13 sacred Mayan crystal skulls, if not more powerful. People are looking for them. There's many fraudulent objects found claiming to be them. People want that power, but they don't have the knowledge to get it. And I think one of the greatest ways to do something is to become a team. You can't do everything on your own. One man can't do everything. And I've been trying to do that for too long. So I graciously and politely ask that you accompany me on this mission. I've done a lot for the people of this community providing these videos. I am not interested in money. I am not interested in fame. I absolutely adore serving occultism, the Taoist path, especially Taoist weather magic, and Kong Ming. And if the heavens can read my mind and my heart, they will know I am telling the truth and I'm 100% sincere. And that's all that matters to me. So everybody, please join me in accomplishing this. Think of this fan. Somewhere out there now is a person, a craftsman, an artist, someone who's good with making things with their hands, and they have been especially chosen by fate to create this fan, even before I've chosen them. They are out there somewhere walking around. It could be you. Somebody has to make this particular piece, and it will belong to me and be sent to me. It's just so exciting to see it, to visualize it in your mind. It's fate moving in the most divine way. This is what we want. This is the next step of my spiritual evolution as a person. If you can count on anything, it's that change is always happening. That's what the Tao is. It's an ever-changing, ever-moving force, like a mist, like a wind, like a beam of light. It comes and it goes, and it's perpetually ever-existing. We need that. And when I get this fan, I'm going to do an unboxing of it on YouTube, and you're going to see my raw reaction to actually opening it. I'm probably going to get very emotional. I'll definitely get extremely emotional because it's my life's work. And it's the first time I've admitted this, and I'm ready to admit it. And I think it's time that we work together to materialize it for good. These fans are great. I have an entire collection of Kong Ming fans that I've had commissioned and I've had created for very specific purposes, most of which are from China, and they're fantastic. But this one is mythical and it's legendary, and it will change everything. I promise you that. I promise you, even the people out there that are doubting it, how on earth can an object have such great significance? Believe me, if there's one thing I'm sure of, and I'm not really sure of many things after having this experience, but if there's one thing that I know, it's definitely that this fan truly will change the entire game. And I hope that you will accompany me along the journey as we do it together. I've had dreams for the last 10 years. I've had visions. I've had premonitions. I've had what I would say are flashbacks in some cases to me holding the fan, getting it sent to me, practicing magic with it. I've had all of these surreal experiences. Sometimes when I'm awake, I will often look at the fan I'm holding, which is usually this one, and it will appear drastically different, like an hallucination, but it's not. It's a sign. Because even though I've never actually held this feathered fan before, it feels as though I've had it for an eternity. I almost see myself holding it in a past life during these visions. That's why I say they feel like flashbacks. I feel as though in another reality, in a different timeline, I existed alongside this fan, and we were made for each other. And it's the most incredible thing. I think that when you have a dream in your mind, and one that's existed for so long, and as you've grown up, as you've matured, and as you basically become a different person, this dream has survived all of the other ones that have died out. And it's not often that I'll leave one of my dreams to die. I will always water them, I will always take care of them and strive to work on them. But in this case, I could never turn my back on it. And even though it was a long time ago when I first had all these experiences and had these instructions to build it, I feel it's more relevant today. I feel like I'm even more compelled to act on it now. And I'd love you to get involved with this. We could share the dream together. this particular fan. It's out there now in the world of imagination. It's out there now in the world of the void, what I call the great void. It's out there, but we have to piece it together collectively, and we can do that. You're watching this now, and a lot of you are watching this are truly powerful people. And if we can come together, it might need only just a couple dozen. I think that'll do it. I really do. So if you're a fan of mine, no pun intended, please do this for me. I don't ask for anything else. I haven't got a Patreon account where I'm saying go and donate to it. All I ask is for your creativity, your imagination, your spark of divinity. Please do this for me. I'll work alongside you, we'll do it together, it'll be exciting. And when I get that fan, I'll come on YouTube and we'll change the world. We'll really do it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care.